So what time we gonna do that?
Henry Harper is a community service officer with the Iowa City PD. He works closely with youth on a daily basis.
Once you know that name, you can't forget that name.
He and fellow officer David Schwint have been working on an idea for some time now.
Educate some kids and families about how to ride bikes safely, and what better way to do that than create some sort of program so we can help them understand the safety aspect, and if they complete the program, they can actually have an opportunity to get a bike.
You see, the police department ends up with a lot of bikes. Bikes are impounded for a variety of reasons. Some are stolen and simply left along the road or in a yard.
We also get complaints about abandoned and disabled bicycles in bike racks that haven't moved for a long time. And so we have a city ordinance that allows us to go in, and after those bikes are there for an extended period of time, clean out those bike racks to make them available for people to use more on a daily basis.
The bikes are tagged and put into a database. Police also post notice in the newspapers every time a bike is impounded with the hopes of finding its owner.
Unfortunately, we don't get the chance to return a lot of them, so they just kind of stay as they are here for 90 days.
After 90 days, the previous city ordinance gave police two options.
One is by auction, and the second is to donate it to a nonprofit organization that benefits the citizens of Johnson County, Iowa. And that's where the Iowa City Bike Library comes in.
The department hasn't auctioned off bikes for years because it wasn't worth the amount of time and effort it took. So after a bike goes 90 days of being unclaimed, it goes to the bike library where it will be repaired and rented back out into the community. It's a great relationship that continues to flourish, but Officer Schwint and Harper wanted to streamline a way to get some kids access to bikes.
So now as we start working with this youth program, we'll be able to bring the kids in and have them look through here at all the unclaimed bicycles and pick one that they like.
City Council just approved this third option, and the plan is to have the program running in just a couple of months.
We'll work with the kids this summer on safe riding habits, and it gives us that great one-on-one time between the police department and some youth that otherwise we may never have contact with.
That's where Henry comes back in. He will help run the 4-week program this summer, and he doesn't want kids or parents to be mistaken. This isn't a handout. Kids will have to earn that bike.
So we don't plan on giving them a bike and forgetting about it. We want to give them a bike and stay in contact with them all summer to make sure they're having a good time and they being safe. And if I see a kid riding a bike like without his helmet or without his stuff, then just for me to stop him and say, hey, look, hey, that's not the plan.
In its first year, 15 kids will be able to take part in the program. The city will work with the school department and local organizations to develop an enrollment process. Those selected will take 4 weeks of classes.
Teach these kids the value of having a bike, owning a bike, and some safety stuff like how to change a tire, how to fix the chain, how to put a light on there.
And they aren't kidding around about the safety aspect. Parents must sign a contract at the end of the 4 weeks promising to make sure their kids follow safety guidelines, including wearing a helmet. But Henry has a trick up his sleeve to combat the problem of getting kids to wear helmets.
So the fun part about it for the kids can be able to design their own helmet, so their helmet become cool. So a lot of kids see them in their helmets and they say, oh, I want one of those too. Now you got kids in helmets. So I'm kind of looking forward to showing people that a lot of kids can wear helmets if you just present it to them in a way where they feel they're making that decision.
Once a child has selected a bike, World of Bikes has agreed to help make sure the bike is safe to ride. For owner Ryan Baker, it was a no-brainer to get involved.
Just seeing kids on bikes. If we can get to kids early, hopefully we turn them into lifelong cyclists.
Baker knows what it means as a kid to have a bike of your own.
It's the freedom, that being able to go to school, go to the pool, go to a friend's house, whatever it is, and be able to hop on a bike and ride. I just remember that from being a kid.
A grant secured by the police department will pay for any parts needed, such as lights, chains, or locks. For youth who would never be able to afford this luxury, it can open up new doors to the Iowa City community.
We have a great community, a bikeable community here. You can get anywhere at Iowa City on a bike for the most part 15, 20 minutes. So it's a great opportunity to help kids, especially with kids and families, to let them know that, hey, you can ride just about anywhere in Iowa City on a bike.
It's also a chance for police to continue developing a positive relationship with youth.
So now we have a lot of communication, so now we can have the community we all want. But this fear and finger pointing and blame, I just like to get away from that. So I'm hoping I can play a part in that, just get people to just listen.
For Henry, this program provides another extension to create that dialogue with kids.
Opportunity to change the perception of how people see and look at one another. And we've done a great job with that so far. And I'm proud to be doing this job, and I'm hoping I'm helping make a difference.